Hi, we're the F-Tones. I'm Dwayne Beach on hybrid violin viola, and
I'm Marcin Wisniewski, and obviously I play the guitar.
sweet. So we're both the F-Tones. This group has just basically formed over the course of less than 2 months, I guess.
Yeah,
Kind of.
roughly.
Yeah, and so far it's pretty interesting to see how our collaboration is working out. It was not something that we had really planned for. It was just very impromptu.
Yeah, we had been working together in the past. We've worked with different combinations of instruments and different kind of composers, different kind of
Genres of music and
genres of
everything.
music.
Yeah.
And in the last 2 months, I got in touch with Dwayne, or maybe he got in touch with me, and we decided to meet up, and we just started talking that we want to start playing, and we kind of came up with a plan of
Just definitely getting at it and doing something pretty darn awesome. In terms of what we're actually playing, I guess that's the best question. We're actually trying to mash together both classical music and pop pieces that people love to hear every day, and some other genres into all of that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, we like a lot of Latin sort of rhythms. We try to incorporate that to the best that we can. It's really just like a collage of textures and sounds, sort of.
We definitely love the mashup, so we're trying to really
So
work towards building that.
We're really, we're just trying to create our own sort of
Sound.
style and sound.
Yeah.
Me and Dwayne, we both we're both working on arrangements, so we're both pretty much starting with just sheet music and maybe some ideas about what we want to do. But we're working
It's a collaborative
constantly
process,
and
yeah.
just changing, evolving, and just constantly reworking and trying to improve so that it's a nice sound, and also it's just a lot of fun for us to play, or
Right.
challenging, because we want to challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
I came to New York when I was a boy. I was about 7 years old, I believe, 7 years old. So I'm originally from Poland. I grew up there for the first 7 years with my parents and my whole family. And then in 1996, we got a green card. So we hit the jackpot, and we were able to come here and start our lives here.
So I'm originally from Belize, Central America. Born and raised out in the suburb side of Belize. It's pretty awesome because it's like basically a jungle. But then, granted, at the age of 13, my mom had this really great job offer to come here to the States. So my whole family shifted our everything basically and just decided to move here to New York, where been living here for a good long time now. It's almost, 13 years? Or I'm lying, 12. But can't complain. It's pretty darn exciting just to be in a city that has so much things happening for it, because in comparison to Belize, at least where we're from, there's not that much to offer in terms of artistic endeavors. So pretty darn amazing from my end of the stick.
I started guitar when I was in 7th grade. So that would make me 11 or 12. Anyway, it's a guitar I received from somebody who had been playing for some time, and I had people who taught me some basic, just the melody for Iron Man, and that's usually the first one that most people learn. So I got this guitar when I was 11, and then I took it home, and then I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop playing it. As bad as the guitar is, now that I think about it, I'm surprised I didn't give up, because you could have probably cut eggs or tomatoes into smaller, into slices. But it was just always fascinating to me. I've always listened to music, and I've always wanted to. I always I always had the air guitar with me. So I guess I've always been playing air guitar for most of my life, or air drums. And then I got this guitar, and then I just kept playing. And pretty soon, at 13, I got a new instrument. And then I just kept getting more and more instruments, and kept learning different styles and different, just kept progressing, and then this is where I got.
Fair. For myself now, I'm thinking what really started my musical journey. Like my family, we all do dancing just by our tradition. Like every weekend we spent out, doing hours and hours of just dancing. I'm just like, so of course I would try to sing along to these tunes or whatnot. And my parents realized, you have a voice, kid. You should practice more and do something. I'm like, okay. So I did some, I guess, vocal training in some choirs growing up. And at roughly the age of 9, I decided I want to learn an instrument. And it was not violin or viola, it was actually clarinet. And tried it for a year, got a couple splinters in my tongue, realized, oh my gosh, that's like the worst feeling ever in my life. And of course, I felt like I was breaking my thumb at the time doing this thing, and was like, this is so unorganic, I don't want to be playing clarinet, so fling it out the door. Literally, it happened. And I remember seeing this one lady at a mall play this foreign thing, because in Belize we really don't have really a lot of string training, period. And yeah, this lady was like a goddess on violin. I'm just like, ooh, she sounds pretty awesome. So I think that was the biggest reason for me to pull out this wooden box and try to pursue it. And it's really fun because, like, I guess my personality is quite loud, and as a violist, it's very interesting because most violists tend to be quite boxed in or very introverted. So I'm just like, okay, Devo on viola, I could pursue this. Yeah, so that's kind of my reason for playing viola, and
Which, of course, this isn't a viola. In
yeah,
case you don't know,
this is a 5-string contraption that I decided to search out because, like, it covers both the range of a viola and a violin, but it's more violin heavy just because of the size of it. It doesn't have that richness as a viola, but it really works for an ensemble because, like, it gives me a chance to do a whole lot more, and especially when we tap into more than classical music, I could do so much more of this, and I think it's great for our ensemble.
Yeah. What inspires me, I guess, is really just wanting to develop, to be at the, I guess, at the avant-garde, really kind of, I'd love to develop a different way that the instrument is used. You know, it is really, it's just an instrument. It has no sound when you don't play it. When I play it, it sounds like me. And so I'd like to just keep, develop my own sort of sound and perhaps inspire other people. That's one thing I really like to, I like it when somebody hears me and says, oh, that sounded great, maybe that's a little egotistical or
Egocentric,
narcissistic, but I like that somebody can listen to it and enjoy it because it's a lot of work.
Well, like what he was saying, basically, I think inspiration comes from multiple mediums, and it's constantly growing every day. Just like you see things that people are performing or doing, and you're like, wait, I want to do something of that magnitude also. It looks pretty darn amazing. And there's just so much talent out there just to keep you inspired. But then again, we have those sour days where you're just like, crap, I don't want to see this instrument. It causes me physical pain sometimes, and that could be a turn away from playing it. And but I know the biggest factor is like having your parents come back in the day just tell you something, because trust me, I grew up in a family that's really tough. Like, there's no compliments. If you hear like the inkling of anything, that's like a success that's beyond reasonable. Yeah, so inspiration is ever growing.
Yeah. Music is the inspiration. Essentially, you can find us on facebook.com/theftonesnyc, and our
Everything
Instagram.
else is basically linked the same exact way. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of projects and possibilities, we're looking at coming up with our own LP or EP? EP.
5 tracks or so.
Yeah. And also prospectively looking for bigger venues to perform at, because I know we're talking roughly about like performing, maybe trying out for Apollo and or playing in things like the Brooklyn Museum has a really great concert series, and it'd be a really great outlet for us, I think. And who knows, our gigs can possibly come our way through those things or more.
Yeah. Also, Mooney, I believe it's called, Music in New York. So basically performing down in the subway. It's great exposure. That's I'm definitely staying as active as possible, just networking and always trying to meet more, get more opportunities. It's not really about. Unfortunately, it's not about what you have, but it's the people you meet and the time you meet them at.
Mm-hmm.
The name, the F-tones. Well,
as you see right here in this instrument, the F-tones is pretty evident, right? But also certain guitars have this particular shape also, like the Epiphone or the Gibsons.
Yeah.
And, he's playing not this kind of guitar at the moment, but it was just something that was relatable to both of us at the time when we were trying to like mash together in the fastest time ever, a name for ourselves. And at first it was the F holes, but that was not going anywhere.
It sounds a little dirty, which I thought was clever. It's a little funny, you know.
For
People would hear it and be like, "Whoa, what's that? F holes."
Yeah, but we want to have, still class, not only trash.
And F tones, obviously, the tones meaning like sound and note. It's kind of synonyms, but they have slightly different meanings.
No, it's fabulous. It's fantastic. It's
Fantastic.
forte. Okay. Anyway, so that's
Full.
our name, the F tones, and of course you'll see on our social media we have the NYC attached to it, just so you can know our locality and to see that we're up and coming in the big city. So hopefully all of that works together beautifully for us.
Keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
And ears open. And your ear holes.
Oh geez.
Some
Can we
F-holes
stop now,
for your ear
please?
holes.
Done. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.